Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, I have a very special guest with me today. She's a nail artist. Please welcome Katrina McKenna. Hello, Katrina, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You are most welcome. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask, how'd you get started in the nail industry, and plus, where are you from?
So I'm currently in Brisbane, Australia.
Mhm.
I wasn't born here. I'm from Gold Coast, which isn't too far away, but I got started because I was always really passionate about nails. Like when I was a teenager,
Right.
I was the kind of person to buy like the nail kits off like eBay and stuff like that. So as I got like I'm 31 now, but in my late 20s, I was
Mhm.
like, what do I want to do? Kind of that vibe. So I did a course and
Right.
then I opened my own business when I finished, and I didn't really have a lot. I didn't think too far ahead with it. But
Mhm.
3 years in now, and I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Now, who are like your favorite like nail artists?
Ooh, so many. I'm definitely inspired by a lot of Japanese nail techs. I think that's when I first started. That's like where I wanted to go.
Mhm.
Um, my business, it's called Pinku, which is just Japanese for pink. But so I definitely have like the influence. But I think when I started like Nail Thoughts, Katie, she was a big influence. And then we've got a lot of good like Australian nail techs like Victoria, Vic, Mannequin Hands, and there's Toko, Angel Cities. Um, I'm literally blanking. You know, and you have so many that you can't think of them all at once,
Right.
but they'll come up. They'll come to me. I know they will. Oh, Tengoku, Paige. Oh my gosh, so many, so many.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, Rose B, you have like Kanichie, you have
Yes.
Twister, like
Yeah. Ash, I think it name's Ash Crow, Astro. So good, so good. So
mhm,
like I think I just love there's so many mediums when it comes to nail art. Like you can do more
right.
hand painted stuff, more characters, and then you got a lot nuance style, but there's just so many
Mhm.
good artists. So many.
Yeah, right, exactly. Most definitely. Now,
Mm.
how can you describe like your nail art style?
Varied. I definitely I don't want to go off the trends too much, but obviously if
Mhm.
clients, you know, they want the trends, but I definitely if they let me play, I
Right.
tend to have more fun. I like anything with a little bit of texture in it, a bit of 3D.
Mhm.
But then I also really love like color combos, exciting color combos. I
Right.
think that like gets me really excited. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Now, what has been your whole experience like having your own like nail studio?
Um, it's been interesting. I feel like if you want to like learn how to set boundaries,
Mhm.
start your own business. Yeah,
Right.
definitely. I don't even think that's a nail related issue. I think like obviously when I started, I did it because I wanted to do nails.
Right.
And being a face to face client industry, it is a lot. Especially when you specialize in nail art. So I have
Mhm.
a rule where if you come to me for nails, you have to get nail art. Um, so my appointments take between at least like 2 hours to 3 hours. So you really have to be able. You've got to be able to chat to your clients. So
Right.
you have to multitask, make
Mhm.
sure you're like keeping time. So it's been interesting. It's been a roller coaster. 3 years in now, and I feel confident. Like the first 3 years, I'm like,
Right.
maybe I'll have a mental breakdown this week, you know, but
Mhm.
I haven't had one in a while. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, what's like the nail industry like in Australia possibly?
Definitely different to other parts of the world. I feel like we're catching up. We're slowly getting there. I think
Mhm.
it's a cultural thing too. Australia, like, you know, with America, if I say a certain nail art design to my clients, they're like, "Oh my god, only in America," and I'm like,
Right.
like if you say that, then that's how it's going to be. Like if you keep that narrative, so
Mhm.
I think we're catching up. We're definitely not as experimental, I don't think, or like not even experimental that people are like, oh, that's a bit risky, you know?
Right.
But
Mhm.
I feel like nail art's getting a lot more popular too. Before, you know, it would be quite hard. I'd have to like convince my clients to even get like mismatching hands. But
Right.
now they are literally bringing that up to me, and I'm like, I love it. Love it. So we're getting there. We're catching up.
Okay, so would you consider like the community to be like small, essentially?
Yeah. Small. Small.
Okay.
Small. I
Okay.
feel like there's not a ton of nail techs, but we all sort of know each other, whether we like follow each other on Instagram and just, like and comment. But there is a little
Mhm.
nail community. It's very supportive, I'd like to say.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what's your whole take in terms of nail education, by any chance, in Australia as well?
It's getting really good at the moment. I recently, the last time I did a course was in March, and that was
Mhm.
with Lisa from Kova Nails. So that's a Russian based manicure. It's definitely better than it was a few years ago. I remember when I first started, like I really wanted to learn Japanese nails,
Right.
but we couldn't even get a lot of that in Australia. Couldn't get it shipped. Whereas now there's Luna Beauty in Melbourne. She supplies Korean. You can get all Korean gels. It's like, it's good, but it's bad. You're like, oh,
Right.
no. But it's really good. So there's lots of online courses. The
Mhm.
Kova course that I did was it was hands on. So she flies around. So she has her own salon, and she's literally
Mhm.
stopped doing nails just to keep up with the demand for
Mhm.
education. So I'd say we got a pretty good education in Australia.
Okay. Do you guys do like hours? Do you do like a certification? Like, what was it like in terms of Australia, in terms of licensing?
Well, a lot of placing, we'll see. I got my Cert 3 in beauty therapy.
Okay.
My diploma in beauty therapy, and then I got my Cert 3 at the same time in nail technology.
Mhm.
And so with
Right.
these courses, they're more of like a short course. So you'll
Mhm.
get a certificate and it looks really nice. But yeah, you'll just say you are now trained in like a Russian e-file manicure. But there's
Mhm.
definitely a lot of people that will just like start nails and they'll say they're self taught, but then the other side of that is you don't learn the
Mhm.
OHS and like, yeah, the safety procedures. So
Right.
yeah, just like a short course is how they would grade you, I
Mhm.
think. I didn't really answer that question. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine because, like, with here in the States, like, we go by hours. So, like, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so you have to have like 1,500 hours to acquire your license. So,
Really?
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. So I took no the cosmetology courses in high school, and before I went to college, I got my license. So yeah, so it's kind of interesting how it
That's so
varies from state to
interesting.
yeah, it varies from state to state, or it varies from like country to country and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. I was like, hours. Like, how long did the course take? Like, it was
Yeah.
just a day.
Oh
No, you
no.
just get your cert and you can start. To be fair, most people, a lot of, if you just want to buy the products, they'll say you need
Right.
to be trained. They won't sell it to you. Otherwise, no. People are just
Mm.
like, I'm doing nails. Yeah.
Yeah, plus I find it interesting because like you did mention the Korean nail products, and I've been looking at the Korean nail products. I haven't bought any, but like the packaging is everything.
So cute. So cute. Love it. It's dangerous, as I said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Like, what are some like products that you like to use with in terms of nail services?
Well, I usually only, no, not usually, I do. I only use Japanese or Korean. So I started with Cocoas. So Katie from Nail Thoughts, who she always used Cocoas, and that's how I found Cocoas.
Right.
So she's based in LA. And she now partners with Cocoas, which is like kind of crazy to see how far she's come. So I use a lot of Nail Thought, a lot of Cocoas, obviously a lot of
Right.
Korean. The quality is just top tier. The
Mhm.
pigments, because nails are they're just they're so popular in Japan. There's like the brands want to do well because there's such a demand that they have to
Mhm.
deliver. So like, why wouldn't you? And I would rather spend a little bit more and to make sure that the quality's there and that it's been tested, because that's the thing. If you're buying cheap products, you don't have that, the what's the word? You're not confident that these have been tested and they're safe to use in your product. So
Right.
any Korean product, Cocoist, pre-gel is really good, Presto,
Mhm.
yeah, just the sort of the big ones. Leaf gel, So good. So good.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the thing sometimes with Amazon products, like, you don't know if that's the high quality or not,
Yeah.
when you get like C&D or like leaf gel or tiny gel, like that's the high top of the line quality,
Yes.
especially with the colored gels, like they're such very pigmented.
So good. And then you use less product
Right.
because they're so pigmented. Like, if I was using a brand and they were like, oh, I'm having trouble with this color, and then, on a forum, they'd be like, oh, that color's a 3-coat for me. I was like, 3 coats?
That's a lot.
No. No. Like, even if I had the time, I do not have the time for that. Like, nah. No.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now, in
Yeah.
terms of having your own business, so what has been your whole experience like gaining a clientele, especially working with different clients?
Yeah. Social media, huge part in it. Because before, you just have a business card, you'd have that like
Mhm.
generic photo of like hands on the card.
Right.
So social media, definitely word of mouth. So I wasn't born in the Gold Coast. I'm from like a smaller town in North Queensland. So I didn't go to school on the Gold Coast. And I feel like no one knowing you either, because sometimes if people know you, they'll be like, oh no, don't go to her, even if she's good, because they don't like you. So because
Right,
I was, like I had that privilege,
right.
which I will gladly admit to. So, and I also worked at a large supermarket chain here for like 10 years. So I have rapport. So yeah, I would definitely say social media, taking good photos,
Right.
key. Like if they're like, I need to go, I'm like, I don't care. I'm getting like, why did I even do this set if I don't get a good
Right.
pic? Like, but good photos, social media, word of mouth, and just having a good like face to face
Mhm.
rapport. Yeah, definitely. That would be my 4 tips, I think. It was slow and steady, and I didn't want to buy followers either. Like on Instagram, I was no shame to anyone who does. I do not like that was just personally me. I was like, ugh. And I didn't do influencers or anything like that.
Right.
I don't know. I guess you could call me like a lazy business owner. You could definitely say that. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't go into it with a huge plan. So
Right.
anything that's happening, I'm just like, whoa, like, thank you so much for your support, because I was literally just like, I don't want to be a checkout chick anymore. I'll go do nails. And everyone kind of vibes with it.
Mhm.
So I'm extremely lucky, extremely lucky.
Yeah, that's the thing. You wanna be careful with buying followers. Like, I seen, like, this one, documentary called Insta Famous, and, it's about these
Okay.
2 people who wanted to be, like, influencers, and this guy's
Mhm.
helping them, like, gain a following and get followers, and, so he would buy not only followers, he would buy the engagement. So, yeah, so that stuff can be risky.
Mm. Yeah, because I think if you buy your followers, they're not real. They're not real. So then your engagement drops, and
Right.
yeah. I mean, I suppose Instagram's all reels now anyway.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. No shade, but shade.
But I also wanna get into as well as, like, just in terms of just getting into nails, like, what has been your experience, like, learning about different types of nails? Like, what has stood out to you being in the nail industry so far?
Stood out. Uh, Probably like how much I enjoy doing it, and just meeting people, like being able to, do someone's nails, and just
Right,
noticing how different everyone is. I think it feels almost like a social experiment that I get to meet these people. I get to do their nails, sit with them for like 3 hours,
right,
hear like so many different stories, and meet so many people. Like we always joke that, an episode could be a podcast, and like with
right,
no names or faces, and they just have a number, and I'd be like, all right, 22's back. Let's see.
right.
I just feel like, I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I don't take it too seriously, but the nail community, I like it. I think I like it. Like, as long as you're like respectful, even when it comes down to like doing other people's work, like, you
Right.
should always tag them. I feel like if you want something to be positive, you make it positive, you
Mhm.
don't be an asshole. But
Yeah,
I've definitely felt a positive experience going into nails. Yeah. I would definitely like, if you want to get into nails, I would recommend it. it's not for everyone. It's not
Right.
for everyone. Yeah, I'm definitely like a perfectionist. So with my skills outside of nails, it works very well with nails.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, right, exactly. But I definitely wanna get into pricing as well. So how have you been going about, like, in terms of pricing, like, your nail services and nail art?
Um, great. No, no, no. It's hard. It's so
Right.
hard
Yeah.
because not gonna lie, people are more than happy to just go to like the shopping center or shopping mall places,
Mhm.
and they expect that time,
Mhm.
yet they complain about the work, and
Right.
they think that they'll come to this appointment and they'll bitch about the workers or the environment, and I'm like, we ain't gonna do that. Like, you can't
Right.
sit there, So they like it cheap. So when you say, oh, okay, that's $140, some people aren't happy about that. So, and there's no
Mhm.
tipping in Australia. Like, it is just what it is.
Wow,
Um,
really?
yeah, no tipping.
Wow.
I know. So you really have to have a backbone. So when I started, I looked at other people's pricing, and
Right.
then also like shopper center pricing. But then
Mhm.
I also knew that I would be slower. So my partner at the time, he was, you need to charge more. But I took into account that I've only been doing this, I was fresh, I was a
Right.
baby. You get them
Mhm.
in with the cheap pricing, and
Mhm.
then if they like you, they'll stay. And not gonna lie, my clients are so loyal. I am so lucky because you do have to raise your pricing. I think
Right.
the way I set mine, I compared them, I fished around, and I was like, okay, I'll take into account my timing and all that. And then recently, I think her name's Sarah, Top Knot Nails.
Mhm.
She had a little break from nails, but she really like reiterated how important it is to structure your time. So she goes off like a time-based pricing system, and
Right.
yeah, that's my like go-to. So before I would charge nail like art per nail,
Right.
but now it's time, because if you just say basic nail art, putting maybe like a pearl on a nail is much quicker than like doing a love heart. So it's purely time based. And then also, if they get like a charm or something like that, like that would be per charm.
Right.
That's probably the only time I change from timing to like and paying for the item, is like if it's a charm or like
Mhm.
gems or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, Top Knot Nails, her strategy is muy bueno. So
Mhm.
good.
Now, in regards to tipping, why is it that in Australia you don't do, like, tipping? Like, what's the reason for that possibly?
I think that comes into account like just our system, when businesses like the minimum wage and stuff like that, it's already factored in.
Okay.
So yeah, it's already like accounted for. Whereas I know, like, I've never been to America, but the wages are so low, you really
Mhm.
require that tip. Whereas here, no. So if someone's nice to you here, what? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know. Like, people, I don't know. Sometimes they come to Australia and they'll say like, people are very nice, and they're
Right.
like, oh, you need, maybe if they were like doing tipping, they'd be nicer. And I'm like, shut up, shut up. Were you nice to them? Were you nice to them? Like, no. Yeah, I get a little bit scared. I'm glad we don't do tipping. I don't
Mm,
know. I get scared.
that's very interesting because, like, here we do
Mm.
tipping, you know,
Mm.
and things like that. So that's why I just find very interesting how you guys don't do tipping, but I guess because of different, like how you said, circumstances and different reasons.
Mm. Yeah. Um, I think also, even when a client's like, if I say the price, because I still do it a little bit or I'll undercharge.
Right.
Um, but I do not recommend doing that. Like, stand your
Mhm.
guard. And if I say the price and they're like, no, 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 Katrina, like more than that, I'll be like, no. But so I guess that could be counted as a tip. Like, I'll tell them how much it is,
Right.
and they're like, no, 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 more.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or if they want to pay cash, they'll just say, I'll be like, oh, I'll get your change. And they're like, keep it. So it's not that I won't accept extra money, but we will factor in like the tip if we did them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying because, some people charge by the hour. Some people will
Yeah.
charge like at least $40, $50 per nail, depending on what you get, like whether it's bling 3D art or 2D art and
Yeah.
things like that. So that's what I find very interesting. But also too, like, that's what I work on in terms of doing like press on nails. Like, how do I go about charging? Because I don't want to go too high or too low. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the demand and like how many other people are doing it.
Right.
Yeah, that definitely. And press-ons are so popular now. Oh my
Right.
God. So popular. You could literally just do press-ons as your business. Like you'd never have to talk to a client again. But not that I don't want to, but like
Right.
it's just crazy how popular nails have become.
Yeah. And that's the thing, especially due to the pandemic. That's where
Yeah.
press-ons got really, really big.
Yeah, because you can go get your nails done.
Yeah, right. You had to
Yeah,
stay inside and stuff like that.
you did.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, like Viv shoe and like ball pit nails, like they're
Oh,
press-ons
ball
off
pit.
the
Oh my
chart.
God. See, there you go. See, like, oh, insane. Like, what? It's rude how good she is. It's rude. It's rude. What the hell? Yeah, so good. So good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Now, just in terms with nail art, like, do you go by what people want, or do you go by in terms of like, do clients let you have creative freedom?
70/30. Like, yeah, because I only work with, I kind of only have regulars. I have some very rare spots where I'll do one off, but usually everyone that comes to me, I know them. So I've
Okay.
got some clients where every time they come, they'll say, do whatever you want. And so I know that they'll do that. So if I've seen something I like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. Whereas other
Right.
clients, oh my gosh, you'd think they were going to die with this set. They're like, oh, what am I going to get? And they freak out. And you're like, babe, it's okay. But then
Right.
someone did say something and it scared the crap out of me. They're like, well, if I come every 4 weeks, that's once a month. There's 12
Right.
months in a year. That's 12 sets a year. And I was like, oh. So they were like, I only get 12 sets per year. And I was like, why'd you have to bring maths into this? Like, no. So I'd say 70/30. 70 being that they bring inspo, or they just say, I want exactly that, or they want it inspired, whereas 30 will just be like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of enhancements, do you do like gel or acrylic, and what attracted you to either one of those mediums?
Yeah. I'm a gel baby. Uh we learn more with acrylic. So my course was 6 months. My first like cert 3 was 6
Right.
months of acrylic, and I think we did like a hiccup in gel, and we didn't use
Right.
the gel that I use now, but I think because all the text that I really liked and the art style I liked was more gel based, so I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do gel. And I even had the wrong like idea of what acrylic was. I was like, acrylic's bad for your nails. It's not. Like, you can have
Right.
the best product, but if you're a bad tech, you're going to ruin their nails. So I just like the way gel works. I like that there's no smell. I like, but probably the only thing is like the heat spikes with gel.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like how's your pain threshold? Like, how are you doing? It's kind of like a little thing with the clients. But no, I prefer gel. Like, I'm not going to shame acrylic based nail artists because I'm also like Sean Legend, like, oh, those,
Yeah.
oh,
He is a beast at
a
nails.
beast, a monster. So that's what I mean. I'm just like, stay in your lane, like
Right.
if you're good, you're good. Yeah, but I'm a gel baby.
Yeah, that's the thing with gel. Gel has no smell. You don't have to worry about the toxins going around
Yeah,
your place and stuff like that. And that's what's really cool about gel. Like 3D gel is absolutely amazing too. Like you could sculpt with 3D gel and make different characters. Really cool.
yeah, yeah. If anything, because après is so popular now and like full cover extensions,
Right.
But, before when you would just either be doing tips or usually sculpting, I say to my clients all the time, they try to come in and be like, oh, acrylic's so nasty. And like, I was like, no, it's not. No, you're nasty. Like, if I see an acrylic nail tech out there doing sculpted, like, at least with gel, you can cure it when you want. You can play with it as long as you want. Whereas with acrylic,
Right.
it sets like that. So you have
Right.
to be quick. Like, I'm almost like, no, I'm not good enough for acrylic. Like, I will stick with gel. But
Mhm.
yeah, insane. Insane.
Yeah, that's the thing with that. Now, what are some like your favorite like nail brushes to use when creating nail art?
Ooh. I have my Mena Nails. She brought out a brush years ago and I can't get it again. And it's like my little baby. So she's my child that I take good care of, but I can't really recommend it because it's not sold anymore. Nail Thoughts, Katie, she did bring out a brush collection that was really good. Actually, any Cocoas brushes are really good. What's her name?
Right.
Deb Nails, her liner brush.
Nails by
So
Deb?
good. Yeah, Nails by Deb. Yeah. Also a beast. And yeah, acrylic again, see? Like,
Right.
her brush is really good. I would say Nails by Dev. I would recommend her liner brush. And then I'm not gonna lie, those cheapies off Amazon, eBay, the really long ones with the cap, they're really good for French, I would say. They've got a nice bend to them. But I would say a Cocos brush or Nails by Dev is like my favorite in terms of like nail art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But also want to get into this too, like, in terms of having your own nail studio, in terms of services, again, I want to kind of get back to it a little bit. Do you
Yeah.
offer like nail therapy style like services possibly, or do you just do like this, just nail services, not necessarily beauty therapy?
Like a fluffy treatment, like a spa kind of vibe. No, I offer overlays, extensions. That's it. I don't do petties. I don't do just manis purely because I do offer a nail biter service. So they won't necessarily get extensions.
Mhm.
I sort of cater to the client, but I
Right.
don't do manicures or like pedis or anything like that. It's very
Okay.
much like get in there, get your overlay or your extensions and get your art and get out. That sounds terrible. No, it's really nice. It's really nice. But no, I don't do any
Yeah, yeah.
like fluffy. I'm just, yeah. This is it's kind of like this times 10 in an appointment. It's like,
Yeah,
so
yeah, right, exactly.
yeah.
Now, from how you first got into the industry to now, what is your take in terms of the growth of the nail industry?
Hmm. The growth,
Hmm.
big. There's been a lot of growth. Like my personal growth or like how much the industry's changed. So I want to
Um,
answer it right for you.
you could talk about that, but also talk about in your perspective, like how, you think the industry has grown, range from nail products or like nail courses and things like that.
Gotcha. Definitely, yeah, it's definitely advanced, like in terms of being able to get product to Australia. Um, Huge, massive.
Right.
It's like they can see that the demand is there. Um, Definitely more like with nail art styles. There's definitely people are like, all right, I'll play around a little bit. And even people wanting to go to like having their own nail tech, it's such a flex. People are like,
Right.
I've got my own nail tech, and you're like, okay. You're all my little babies. Like, yeah, there's definitely been growth and like good growth. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Most definitely. Yeah, especially
Mm,
nail education has came a long way too. There's so much
yes.
you can learn about nails, not just nail art. In
Yeah.
terms of having a business, in terms of having your own salon or nail studio and charging, your nail services. That's
Mm,
out there too. Nail prep, simple as that. I took a
so
nail course in
important.
nail prep, and it's like, yes, this helped me so much because that helps with the
Yeah.
nail service last long.
Exactly. I always say this to my clients. They always think the art is going to be my favorite thing in the appointment. Prep. Prep, prep, prep. Because then they look so,
Right.
like when you get that prep right and like right before you're about to apply your gel and you're like, so clean, so fresh. Love it. And yeah, and I would rather spend more time on my prep and see my clients, once a month
Right.
than rush the prep, do more clients in a day, rush the prep, only see them in 2 weeks. Like, no, I want people to, and obviously I'm not recommending people take like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, because that's not good for your nails, but you should definitely be getting like at least 3 to 4 weeks out of your set, especially for the price point too. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, what's your perspective in terms of like technology and how it's played a role in the nail industry?
Massive. Massive. Because to be fair, like, I think people weren't getting as much nail art because they didn't know what was out there.
Right.
So without, once again, social media and now TikTok and stuff like that, and even in regards to like press on nails, like you're only going to see that on social media. Like, how would you see that? You're not going to go into a shop. So, and even like sharing stuff to your story, like sharing other people's work. So maybe you haven't done those nails, but I love sharing. Like, I think when I first started it, I would see other nail techs and like what they were doing on Instagram, and I would be like, I want to do that. Like, I want my clients to get that.
Right.
But they don't even know it's out there. So you either do it on yourself or you'll share other people's work and be like, hey, get that, you know? And then you just like, you hype them up in the appointment. You're like, these look so good. Everyone loves a hype, you know? Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's a huge part. Huge.
Yeah, especially with social media, like it's came a long way. Like where you can see a lot of different styles of nail on social media, but also it's like the word of mouth too, through social media as well. And also too, like the technology too, like more like UV lamps are more advanced and like products, to speed up services and things like that. So yeah, technology just came a long way. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, like we're doing okay. I didn't even think of the other type technically of technology, like the mini curing lights too, like where you can just flash cure, like so many, there's so much. And like, even usually though, if I like, a trend will come around and more to the Western side, and then I'm like, dude, I saw that in Japan or South Korea like months ago. They are so innovative. So innovative when it comes to designs. Like, it like blows my mind. Like the bloody Hailey Bieber chrome nails right now, like the glazed donut. I'm like, bestie, chrome on nude is not like, we've been doing that for so long, but I'm also going to welcome it because that means I get to use more chrome. Like, I feel like nail techs will say that to each other. We'll be like, oh my God. But really, we're like, yeah, come on. Like, if you it's just a white chrome powder over nude. So it's kind of like, whoa, you could try this on a color. And then I find like if someone comes to me and they're a little bit vanilla, and I'll be like, I'll get you. In 3 sets, you're going to have like something on your nail. Yeah, definitely. I'll get you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that was kind of funny what you said. Very vanilla.
Vanilla.
But the thing is that there's so many trends that are like coming back and it's recycling itself. It's like repeating itself. That's same thing with fashion too. Because and that's what I like about too, like especially some celebrities on the red carpet are giving us credit for the nail art and things like that. People ask them like, hey, who did your nails? So and so did them. You know what I mean? And especially that is much of a fashion statement as it is with a fashion garment. Nails are a statement.
Yes. And I love that. I love that, celebrities, influencers are taking the time to like say who did their nails.
Right.
Because as soon as you say you're like a celebrity nail tech, it's like, you've held whose hands? Like, oh my God. And usually celebrities can have a little bit more fun, like whether you're doing shoots or something like that. But yeah, I love that they are giving credit, and like it's a statement. Like, your nails are a statement. Like, I think it was Doja Cat. She recently like did her own set. She was like, I've been practicing nails, and everyone like came for her. But that's such a popular style in South Korea. Like, the nails she was doing, I was like, yes, I love them, but people weren't ready for them. I think you've got to like see vanilla. You got to get 3 appointments in. You got to ease them in to the textured vibe. But that's what I mean. I'm like, That's what I love about nail art. There's so
Mhm.
much you can do, so much.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now, in terms of just with, the economy, I wanna kinda ask, like, because 'cause I'm a little bit curious to know, like, how has the Australian economy impacted, like, nail artists where you're at? Possibly, if you can explain that.
Mm, yeah, definitely. I mean, in this economy right now, things have been better, but um, I've definitely had some clients, like regulars, like drop off because they're like, I just can't afford it right now. Because I mean, to start, like nails are a luxury. You do not need your nails done to go to work. Like you don't, you can wake up without your nails done. So I actually really respect it when people will message me and say, "Hey, I can't afford to get my nails done anymore." I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? Props to you. I'd rather you eat than get your nails done.
Right,
Um, but then you've got these other people who are like, I don't care. I could be starving. I'm still going to get my nails done. So it really
right,
comes down to your clientele, um, to people. I definitely feel like it's dropped off
right.
a little bit, but because nail art's so popular too, there are so many clients out there. Like, and this is the thing, if especially if you're, just one nail tech, you can only take so many clients. So
Right.
so many people will have books closed. Um, and they can't take any more clients. So, I mean, it's obviously not doing that bad, really. I mean, obviously you're going to have highs and lows. Like one week is good, one week's bad.
Right.
But you just factor that in. And I feel like that's having your own business anyway. I feel like there's other industries that are definitely suffering more than nails. So I try not to like
Mhm.
whinge too much. Yeah.
Yeah, right, that's understandable. Now, in terms of just with your experience being a nail artist and being in the industry, like, what's next for you?
Um, Here comes the lazy business owner. I'm like, tomorrow. Uh, I definitely I don't have like I work from home. I
Okay.
think one day I would love to like have a space. I do find that's more popular in America where you have spaces with different nail techs that are doing their own thing, but it's like a collective shared space. I feel
Yeah,
like
like a
I would
blueprint.
love, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I would love that to have that one day. Um, what else? I was gonna do merch, and then I was just,
Mhm.
from what I've heard about other nail techs, you kind of just like you order it all in. But I am kind of just happy seeing what I'm doing. I
Mhm.
would definitely like to grow my socials a little bit more. I've got to like, I don't know if I can say that, but like pull my finger out and get to work. But it is
Right.
like you've got to be on the grind when it comes to your socials. So, and TikTok and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
I would definitely, yeah, I'd like to grow my social. And I think one day I would love to have like a collective space of nail techs and just nail techs, sorry, other beauty, but purely for nails.
Right.
And just a really welcoming shared space. Like anyone's welcome. No, like so inclusive and
Mhm.
just like going to work every day and just like doing nail art with like your mates. Like, I'm
Right,
sorry,
yeah.
what? What? Work? That's not work. Yeah. That would be my dream.
Yeah, right, exactly. That'd be really, really cool,
Yeah.
because, it's not only, nail techs working in there, but it's owned by nail techs.
Yes. Yeah. So we get it.
Mhm.
We know what's important. Like it'll be tailored to
Mhm.
our needs, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now, how have you been able to balance between being a nail artist and just everyday life possibly?
Pretty pretty well, I would say. Obviously being my own boss, I can set my hours, but then that also requires saying no,
Right.
which you get better at. Um,
Mhm.
I always tend to learn things the hard way. So the first 2 years I would just work and work and work.
Right.
And I didn't have a social life and I kind of like forgot about myself. So this year I like, I
Mhm.
have a healthy work life balance right now. Yes. I would say I'm doing well now, but you definitely, because the more people that want to come to you, like technically, yes, I could do you on my day off, but that's not going to serve me in the long run. Like you're going to burn
Right.
out. So I read a really good book. It was about boundaries. It was by these two sisters, the Nagasaki sisters, and it was so good. It really like
Mhm.
snapped in my mind. I was like, you know what? Because
Right.
you do, if you overworked, you just get sick and sick and sick. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I've been able to healthily now live and work.
Yeah, that's the thing, I've interviewed some people before who are like, nail artists and things like that, and,
Mm,
some people say, like, it's hard to find that balance, so yeah, but definitely, it's important
yeah.
to find that balance as best you can.
Yeah. I think the balance with social media is a little bit hard because
Right,
like obviously I have my personal Instagram and then my business Instagram. Um, so if someone messages you, I really respect that when I see some now text saying I'll only reply during
right.
these set hours because I don't do that. Like if I'm 11 p.m. and I'm a night owl, I'm like, yeah, I'll
Me
reply,
too.
which is terrible, terrible. But I think that's why I get along with my clients because I am just natural. I am naturally quite friendly with people.
Right,
So I don't mind that. I don't see that as a stress. Whereas other people they like to keep that separate. Whereas I'm single too, so I'm not like I'm like hi,
right,
hello. Whereas if you've got a partner, you've got a husband, you've got to get and spend time with them. So no,
right.
I'm pretty friendly with my clients, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Last but not least, where could people find you on social media, and how could people support your work?
So it's Pinkunails on Instagram, pinku.nails, I should say. And then Pinkunails on TikTok as well. Don't judge me, okay? It's a little bit slow. It's hard. No. So I've got Instagram and TikTok, and that's how you can find me. And then just obviously do a little follow, show a little love. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Insta and TikTok.
Alright, well, thank you so much, Katrina, for jumping onto the show. Your work is absolutely great. I love
Oh,
your
thank
work.
you.
Yeah, like, I
Thank
just ran to
you.
your page on Instagram. I was like, "I have to interview you because your work is really cool." So, yeah,
Yeah. How did you find me? I was intrigued.
I was searching, like, through Instagram,
Mm.
essentially. Looking at Nell, and I
Oh.
ran into your work.
No, I remember when I got your email and I was like, me? What? What? And then I went and looked at your YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, she's like interviewed some like really cool people. So I'm honored. Me. I'm honored. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and visit my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care and stay beautiful.